Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vivi's Doodled World. No doodles lately though. I've been making some Kaiju Rancher content since it came out a few weeks ago. If you're a fan of Monster Rancher, you're gonna enjoy this game. If not, maybe watch my review first before you decide on buying. The game says it has over 200 different Kaiju, and while this is technically true, there are only a few base Kaiju, which overall determines their appearance, skills, and move list. In total, there are 28 main breeds, plus 5 extra special Kaiju, but only 14 are available at the start of the game. A main Kaiju can have a sub-Kaiju. For example, you can combine the star-shaped alien Bemstar with a ghostly Nova to get a blood-red, murderous-looking variant of Bemstar. These combinations make up the majority of the 200+ variants. Most of the unlocks are straightforward, but some are a bit more subtle. You can figure out most of these on your own, but if you're not sure you missed something, I've got you covered. Here's how to unlock all hidden Kaiju in Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. Beware, spoilers ahead. We'll be doing this in the order you can get them earliest, and the first one is when you reach rank D. You'll be visited by an old geezer named Carbino and be invited on an adventure. Adventures are entirely optional, but that's where a majority of the unlocks are found. The first adventure area is during summer. It can be accessed every June and requires at least 1400 life and 40 fame. While on the adventure, check any nearby giant trees for treasure, and you'll eventually find an item called Foreign Currency. This is an item for fusion. Use it while combining any two Kaiju and you're guaranteed to get the first unlock, Canagon. Take note that for unlocks that have a fusion item, you have to do the fusion first before they can be generated from the altar. Also, unlocking a hidden breed will also unlock any possible sub-breeds with that particular Kaiju. For example, you can combine Canagon with Ella King to get a gold rubber-suited Ella King. Next is Mochi, the mascot of the Monster Rancher series. When you beat official rank D, you'll be required to win an EMA exhibition tournament to progress further. You'll face the unlock monster itself in this tournament. All you have to do is win, and since this is required to progress to rank B, it makes Mochi the only non-optional unlock in the game. Do you remember your first fight? When you were ambushed while going to your ranch for the first time ever? That was against Birdon, which is our next unlock. When you go to the item shop, you'll be offered to upgrade your ranch, allowing you to store more items. It costs 400,000 gold, and at this point of the game, that can feel a bit hefty. But you have to get the upgrade for this unlock. You'll then receive an announcement about animal abductions in Ultra Valley, as well as a letter from one of your rivals about Kemgilla, saying they've appeared in the Wild Woods. The Wild Woods is a training location in the game, so do some power drills and you'll get an event. Your Kaiju finds a huge caterpillar, this is the Kemgilla. Kaniza contemplates on its edibility, but you decide it's not worth the tummy ache. At this rank, you'll also unlock Autumn Adventuring every October. It requires 2100 life and 50 fame. If you don't have enough fame, you can buy a bouquet from the shop and feed it, yes, feed it, to your Kaiju and they'll get a bit more famous. I wonder who's watching this floor publicity stunt. With the caterpillar in tow, start the October adventure and go to this spot on the northernmost part of the map. You'll again be ambushed by the very same Birdon from the beginning of the game. Now, you can lose this fight, in which case you get nothing, but since this Birdon has the same weak stats from the beginning, you'd have to try to even lose. Anyway, win and you get its fusion item, a feather. Use it in fusion to unlock Birdon. Next unlock, you'll receive this letter. It tells of a Kaiju ambush against Electric Kaiju during Autumn Adventures. Now this is a straightforward hint, but that means you need an Electric Kaiju. I'm gonna assume Ella means electric and King means he's really good at it. Find this cloudy substance in the adventure and you'll be attacked by Neronga. He's a lot stronger than Birdon, and if you lose you have to try again. A Kaiju that can win rank C tournaments should do the trick. Win and you get a Neronga horn. Use it in fusion to unlock Neronga. While exploring the first two adventure maps, you might also find some colored capsules and some robot body parts. Just keep a mental note of them for now, we'll get to them later. Now this next unlock will take time and may not immediately be accessible to you, but technically you can start working on it from rank C. You'll receive this letter about spots in the Autumn Adventure that drains life out of Kaiju. The game doesn't tell you this, but on all adventure maps, there are hidden passages you can open. However, you need at least 5,000 intelligence. One such hidden path is here in the northwest. It seems to lead to just a dead end, but if you walk up to it, it's actually a teleporter. And actually, this is not the only one. There are quite a few of these in all of the adventure maps. Now, personally, I don't like that there's no indicator. I feel you can generate more intrigue and curiosity from the player if you put something on the ground like, say, a magic circle. This feels like they're hidden just for the sake of being hidden. Anyway, this dead end takes you to the center of the map where you'll find some kryptonite. Approach it and it'll sap some life out of your Kaiju. And then just leave, because you're done for now. You have to return to this crystal 3 more times, which in theory makes this unlock take at least 3 years to complete, but you also cannot use the same kaiju. If you do, you can't give it any life. Fortunately, any hidden paths stay open once you reveal them, so subsequent visits don't require 5000 int. Also, pro tip. If you don't make it back to camp and run out of stamina, the adventure fails and you lose everything you found. But you can press B from anywhere to end the adventure early, and if you have enough stamina, it won't count as failing. It's like a shortcut to return home while keeping all the items you found. The required stamina seems to vary, but I find that 100 stamina is always enough. On your 4th visit, the kryptonite has had its fill. You then decide to take the entire crystal, and by take I mean shatter it, and by entire I mean get a tiny shard called the energy absorber. Thankfully, you're done. This is the fusion item to unlock the hidden breed, Ace Killer. We move on to Kaiju you can unlock from rank B onwards. The 3rd and last adventure map is in winter. The departure window is anytime during February. It requires 2800 life and 50 fame. Among the treasure you can dig up in this map is a silver scale. There's no specific spot, so just explore and you'll eventually find it. This is a fusion item. Use it and unlock Gandar. A nice and simple unlock for a change. For the next unlock, let's bring up those robot parts. There are 3 in total and there's 1 in each map. In summer, you find the leg part, in autumn you find the body part, and in the new winter map, you'll find the chest part. Again, there's no specific location for any of them, so just explore and dig up treasure spots. Once you find all 3, you'll be invited to the Space Robot Cup, a rank B tournament held every first week of June. The first place reward is the last robot part, the head. Once Holly assembles the parts together, you can use the completed robot figure as a fusion item to unlock the space robot, King Joe. Strangely, I found another body part even after I finished this one, and it's now just sitting in my inventory. Is this a bug? Let's also go back to the colored capsules we found, cause these are also for Kaiju unlock. When you visit the research center after finding a new one, Donna will hold on to them. Or she says she will, it doesn't disappear from our inventory. But that's actually a good thing. There are 5 in total and it can be hard to keep track of what you found where. So here's the list. The summer map has the blue capsule, the autumn map has 2, red and yellow, and the winter map also has 2, purple and silver. After you give all of them to Donna, she'll soon visit your ranch to let you know that a new breed's been unlocked. Wyndham. No fusion item this time though, you have to use the altar to generate it. Moving on to rank A, you'll get another letter from May about shooting stars in September. And so if you rest on a clear day during the month, you may trigger a stargazing scene and spot a shooting star. Let this play out, visit the item shop afterwards. Grandma Teresa will offer to sell you a superb telescope for 500,000 gold. Yet considering coffee costs 600,000, 500 grand for a telescope is a huge bargain. With the telescope in your inventory, you can trigger another September stargazing scene, but this time you'll be able to follow where the shooting star lands. It turns out it's actually a kaiju. You are thrust into an impromptu battle. Thankfully, you don't have to win this one, but I did get a lucky win during my stream. If you do win, you get a meteorite, and it's not a fusion item, what the hell. So this is another unlock that you have to get from the altar. The meteor kaiju, Garamon. More letters! This one tells us about Howls at the Moon during winter nights. Similar to the previous unlock, if you rest during a clear winter day, you may trigger a cutscene at night and you hear the howl. I think. I lost my recording for this event and I forgot what happened. After this, go on an adventure during winter and go to this part, which is at the northernmost part of the map. No hidden paths this time, just a boulder that's easily broken. But what happens from here is a rather awesome scene, so I won't spoil it, you'll just have to see it yourself. In the end, you'll be thrust into a fight. Be prepared with at least rank B strength because if you lose, you get nothing. Beating the attacker will make it drop a piece of its armor. It's a fusion item that unlocks by far my favorite breed, the Sky Cleaver Melba. The only problem is, those are clearly boots. You gave Gamora proper toe claws but no talents for Melba? Really? That's inexcusable, man. When you win your first official rank A tournament, you get to S class, the highest rank. From here, there are no more unlocks requiring adventures. Back in rank A, you're given the option to expand your ranch further, which costs 800k. This is required for the next unlock. You'll be invited to an S-Class tournament named the Space Dinosaur Cup. It's held every first week of February. The game says it's a tough fight worthy of Ultraman himself. And they're right, so be ready. Just win the tournament and you'll get the unlock. No fusion item again, but this one has numerous subbreeds, so it's not too hard to get from the altar. And yeah, it's Zaton, the space dinosaur. Space has some weird prehistoric creatures, huh? More rumors and letters? Kanizo will eventually tell you about a hole in the sky opening up. Well, allegedly, it was your kaiju that saw it and no one else. Also, you get this letter from one of your rivals. She says rampages are scary. This is actually a hint, albeit a very poor one. First off, the letter has the word summer, so you'd assume it's an event sometime in that season. Second, your rivals send a lot of letters like this, and they're all fluff. How do you differentiate this one? I don't know. The only statement relevant here is the rampage bit. Now, in my previous video, 5 tips for beginners, I mentioned unlocking something new during a rampage, and I was referring to this. Anytime and any season, if your kaiju is at least rank B and goes on a rampage, you can trigger this event that opens a wormhole. A quote-unquote kinda cute kaiju appears looking a bit lost, and your unruly kaiju picks a fight against it. Its strength is a bit above rank B, but be warned, this event may take a while to trigger, and if you lose the fight, you don't get the unlock. So once you get the event, make it count. Fortunately, unlike other fights during a rampage, you can take control instead of letting the AI do the fighting. Win and no drops. You have to go to the altar in town, they'll tell you of the unlock. Super Cov, I have no idea what this thing's supposed to be. Your next goal is to win an official rank S tournament, raising your breeder rank to 7. A letter will arrive. It tells you of a possible encounter if your kaiju has Giant of Light characteristics. There are 3 Giant of Light traits in the game. Give at least 1 to an S rank kaiju and simply wait for an event at the ranch. You'll be attacked and it's the same old dance. Lose and get nothing, fight and get the unlock. And this one gives a fusion item. Ah, convenience, how I miss the thank you tyrant, I'm naming a nemesis. From breeder rank 7 onwards, you can participate in the big 3. You're now at the end game. These are S-class tournaments with bosses and their own very special unlocks. But I'm gonna skip ahead a bit for the next one. Once you beat 2 of the big 3, you'll reach breeder rank 9. Eventually, you'll be invited to another exhibition match, a classic battle against a monster from the main series. This is similar to the Mochi unlock, but it's not required to finish the game. Simply win the match and unlock the superior Monster Rancher mascot, good old Suezo. With that, we're done with the main unlocks, but there are 5 more special ones. And for 3 of them, we go back to the big 3. These tournaments all involve you fighting these special kaiju as a boss of sorts. If you win, they reward you with disc chips, fusion items necessary to unlocking them. But unlike other fusion, you have to use specific breeds as material. I was going to be all clever and give a hint as to what the requirements are, but actually the game straight up tells you. But only once. If you do forget though, that hint I was gonna mention involves the tournament entrance. They're all really badass kaiju too, so this one I won't spoil as well. The 4th special kaiju is unlocked right as you finish the game. A pretty substantial scene happens, I won't spoil this one either. Just think of it as something to look forward to. And now we come to the last and most definitely the worst unlock in the game. Now I warn you, and I'm being serious here, if you haven't finished the game yet, you might want to stay in the dark because having this knowledge may influence a big choice in your gameplay and has the potential to disconnect you from your experience. Otherwise, here we go. The first requirement is to beat the game. This is also the easiest step. Second requirement, raise 5 specific kaiju main breeds, namely Gankyu, Golza, Reikubas, Melba, and Super Cov. And with all of them, beat official rank A. As you'd expect, this is very time consuming. It took me more than 20 hours to get all of them. Racing monsters is fun only for the first few hours, so this is all grind. In fact, I was so disengaged I actually discovered you can exclusively use the right Joy-Con while racing your monster, because the right C-stick also moves the cursor. You only need to pick up the left Joy-Con to join tournaments and control fights, but another pro tip, if you want to let your kaiju fight on its own, you can do so via the options menu. It's accessible from the ranch and also during battle. You can even take over the controls mid-fight if your kaiju is doing badly. I really appreciate this option. I'm adding these comments in while editing the video. You might notice that in my footage, I was using Gankyu, Golza, and a bit of Super Cov. All of that is because of this unlock. You can see how it will influence your choice on which kaiju to race. And I gotta tell ya, of the 5 required for this secret, the only one I was interested in was Melba. Anyways, if you persevere like I did, you'll get a new tournament invite. Just so you'll know, it's on the first week of October, but by this point I didn't care much. It's the same as the Big 3, simple tournament with the unlock as a boss. Okay, that kaiju is so over the top, so in your face, it is awesome. It almost makes the grind worth it. Almost. The final unlock is 5 King, a fusion of the 5 kaiju you had to raise. With the tournament one, you get disc chips to unlock the monster. Except, no, they don't affect the resulting breed. Because of this, you're actually not done. It's a special kaiju, no sub-breed, which means unlocking it from the altar through random keywords is a pain in the ass. I tried for 1 hour straight and didn't get jack. I got so frustrated I looked at the guide. Yes, I surrendered in the end. For any of the non-fusion unlocks in this game, you can check legendcup.com for keywords to generate specific kaiju. This site's name is appropriate, the admin of the site is a legend. And I'd also like to apologize to them. I had a brain fart moment and added wrong entries to their database. I'm sorry, okay, I thought this was a search function. And we're done, finally. After 5 King though, I need a palate cleanser from all that grind. I kinda wanna play Advance Wars, I don't know why. In the meantime, thank you for everyone that made it to the end. Like, subscribe, show your support and all that. Good day. See you next video.